possible goal that you set for yourself you absolutely knew that you were going to achieve? Think about that. Any goal that you set, you absolutely knew that you were going to achieve, and the only thing you had to do was change your mindset. Okay? How would you feel about that? I mean, I'm talking about a goal to speak a different language, or a goal to set, a goal to play any musical instrument. It's like all you had to do is change your mindset. Because you guys realize that you can speak any language you want to, and you can learn to play any instrument that you want to. Do you know, I don't care how old you are, do you know that you could learn to be a heart surgeon? Do you know you could do that? We all could. You could go learn how to fly an airplane starting today if you want to. You tell me anything, it's like you could go do that. Okay? Other than maybe a physical skill, like you say, I want to be a pro baseball player. It's like, okay, maybe not that, because maybe you don't have the physical skills to do it. But language and instruments and, learning to, I don't know, learning anything, learning anything, you could go do that because it simply is a mindset. So the question is, why don't people achieve their goals? Why don't they? It seems like a lot of people set goals, but why don't they achieve them? And yes, everybody knows the answer to this. The answer is fear. It's fear. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of what you already know because of maybe past experiences. It's like, oh, I tried that one time and my brother-in-law said this about it. Or, it's just understanding that fear is just an excuse why you should stay put. Because if you're going to go set a goal, it's going to require action. That's the critical choice is this. You can either settle for less, or you can make the choice to take action and get unstuck. Well, the reason most people choose to stay stuck is because it's easier than facing their fears, right? That's why people stay in their comfort zone, because it's easier. It's easier than stepping out of their comfort zone to learn something new to possibly, help themselves grow. The fears is what really stops people dead in their tracks. And success comes from two things. It comes from mindset and then simply taking action. And mindset trumps skill every single time. Vision without action is just a dream. And we've heard that a million times, and I think I've said this on more calls than not, is that the wealthiest place in the world is the graveyard, because people take their dreams with them and they never act on them. Well, not all action is the same. Okay, we got to really, really understand this. It's like, okay, you guys have got a goal and you're going to go take action. Well, not all action is the same. I always talk about money-making activities. Money-making activities. If you guys are out, actively building this business, if what you're doing isn't moving you closer to a new customer or moving you closer to a new associate, that's not a money-making activity. That's just, you're just kind of shuffling papers around. Make sure that everything that you do is specific. Your action has got to be specific, and it's got to be purposeful. It's got to be specific in moving you towards a customer, moving you towards a new associate. And ask yourself that question, is what I'm doing right now moving me closer to my goal? Does it show commitment? And can you measure the results? Can you measure the results? So here's what I want you guys to do. And if you're driving, you're going to have to come back and maybe re-listen to this or whatever. But I want you to write down 3 actions. Okay? Oh, first of all, I want you to identify a current goal that you have. Identify a current goal that you have, whether it's in your career, whether it's health related, whether it's in a relationship. Identify whatever goal that is. Okay? And then I want you to write down 3 actions that you need to make that goal a reality. Okay? Now, define each action. Okay? First of all, you've got your goal. Figure out what this goal is. Write down 3 actions to make it a reality, but then you have to define each of those actions. Is your action specific and is it purposeful? Does it move you closer to your goal? Does it show commitment, and can you measure the results? Because guys, if you're not doing that, the goal is just going to sit there. You're going to get depressed, and in 2 weeks, it's going to be gone, and you're not going to talk about it until the last week of December of 2024. The goal has to be important enough for you to go out there and take the action, but the action has to match. Your action and your activity has to match your goal. And you have to be able to measure the results. You know, I think I said this before, but if you want to make $10,000 a month and you're doing one business presentation a month, or you're reaching out to one person, a week, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's like, oh my gosh, I hope my sister doesn't listen to this. But my sister used to always tell me that she would have her bills completely paid. And her having her bills paid, meaning she paid the minimum amount on her credit card. And I'm like, you are never in your lifetime going to pay that credit card off if you just make the minimum payment. The credit card companies want you to just make the minimum payment. Why? Because they're charging you interest on it. So that's not being caught up on your bills. And so just don't get caught up on your goals. You have to surpass them. You have to catch them and corral it, and then you're going to go set another goal. Guys, when you are in the right action, dreams become a reality. I hope that makes sense to you guys today. Like I said, this is the time of the year where we just throw stuff out there. We're all full of hope, right? We're all full of hope for the new year, and it's going to be the best year ever. But I shouldn't say nobody, but so few people actually take the action to make that happen. And you sit there and go, okay, let's make a change this year. Let's actually go out there and create something that when we look back at it 12 months from now, you sit back and go, wow, that was amazing. That was truly amazing what we got done. Why? Because your action was specific. The action that you took moved you closer to your goal. Obviously, you showed commitment because you kept working on it every single day, and you were able to measure your results. Guys, if you can't measure the results, you're never going to be able to make changes. You have to be able to measure it and figure out, okay, am I moving further away from my goal, or am I actually moving closer to my goal? If by doing this, is it moving me closer? And then you sit back and go, well, if it's not, then stop doing whatever you were doing and make the change so that you can turn that dream into a reality.